Please be seated. Welcome to the family and friends of Greg O'Connor. My name is Reverend Kate Harrison. I'm proud to be your Dignity Memorial celebrant. I'm honored, yet I'm saddened to be of service here today for one so dearly loved and taken far too soon. I wish also to welcome those of you joining us through the live streaming service. And if at any time you lose contact, don't worry. We're going to upload this service onto the Oshawa Funeral Home website. Just go to Greg's name and you can watch it again. Our service will continue from here out to Thornton Cemetery for the burial. And those of you that were especially close to Greg, whether it's the old North Bay crew or those that he made while he was in here in Durham, you're welcome to join us. After, there will be a reception at the Bowmanville Legion for those to attend. I invite you now to join me in an opening prayer. Lord, our Creator, be with us now in our time of loss and our time of sorrow. There is a hole in our hearts that's been made by having to let go of one so dearly loved. We know that Greg is at peace. He is no longer burdened by the failings of our earthly bodies and is living a new life free of all pain. Yet it is the pain of grief that each one of us must carry that needs a support now. Help us to turn our tears to the song of laughter as we remember the great times that we shared with Greg. Help us also to remember that this is not the end. This is simply a break in time, and that one day we will all be reunited again one day on the other side of this life. Amen. On either side of me I have 8 candles, and in a moment I'm going to ask Greg's wife, his children, his brothers, and his parents to come forward and join me to light them. Now, candles are a very important part of our life's experience. We light them for special occasions and we light them for remembrance. And though this is a sad occasion, it is still very special because of the man whom we're honoring here today. And just like the flame of a candle, Greg was the warmest, the brightest, and the most inviting light you saw in any room that he was in. And as they're being lit, we're going to listen to another beautiful song chosen by his family, Hold On by Chord Overstreet. Now, Greg was born in North Bay on August 25th, 1979, to parents Greg Sr. and Betty. He was also welcomed by big brother Chris, and Greg would later help welcome his younger brother, Casey. Now, Greg Sr. supported and raised his family as a chiropractor, while Betty kept the heart and soul of the home beating, running it smoothly with 3 active boys. From a young age, hockey would be very important and a big part of Greg's life. And through the years, he played many levels, becoming members of teams like Guido's, Leroy Flames, and Sturgeon Fall Lynx. He easily made friends, some who literally are lifetime friends. As young men, great times were had playing hockey, other outdoor activities, and of course driving around in the Ute. This was a Fred Flintstone-type vehicle. Had no seatbelts, no working doors, and a platform that technically could not be called a floor, as it was as close to stopping it with your feet as it could be. Now, Greg was always close with his family and had a great deal of respect for his parents, but he also had a healthy dose of fear as well. When he got his first tattoo, he tried walking into the house backwards, hoping that they wouldn't notice. Now, through high school and after, Greg got right to work at different jobs. Then he would attend college for police foundations and University of Nipissing for criminal studies. He definitely knew where his future was going to be. Durham Regional Police would be fortunate to have him as one of his members. Pickering, Crew, and the drug unit were just some of the areas where Greg would show his work ethic, his teamwork, and his knowledge. Not only did he find satisfaction in his work, but he also found true love as well. Now, one day while in parade at Pickering Station, he was told that he was taking out a ride-along. His initial reaction was, no, why? He had no interest in taking out, as he put it, some cargo-wearing pant wannabe that was going to put a crimp into his night's work. However, when he walked out into the lobby, he was pleasantly surprised to see this dispatcher he would be escorting for the night. Her name was Lori, and that was the 15th of September, 2004. And he said later that shift, he felt that she was the one. However, they didn't speak for a long time after that. They had not exchanged phone numbers or chatted on the MDT. It was some time later, he was off, and he noticed Lori walking downtown. And through means, I'll just put it that way, he sent her a text message after getting her phone number. And he said, hello, it's Greg, and asked if she was wearing a blue track pants and yellow baseball hat. Now, most people would be a little taken aback as to who the stalker was, but Lori decided to turn around and go back and meet the man that she found very nice on that ride-along. After meeting him, she told him she had 4 rules. She never dated coworkers, she didn't date cops, she didn't date hockey players, and she didn't date people younger than her. How'd that work out for you? Well, her honesty with Greg only made her more attractive to him. And over the year, from their first meeting, they would go out on their first date. He introduced her to his parents, which was something very new for him. Greg's house got Lori-ized, as is coined by his friends. She had bought matching towels for the bathroom, matching sheets for the bed, got rid of wobbly end tables and replaced it with real furniture. They would later buy a home, and one day, while they were getting ready for a trip just shortly down the road to St. Martin, Greg was preparing a proposal. Maybe on the beach at sunset, who knows, he was going to check, but he just couldn't wait. Looking at his pajama-clad love, lounging on the sofa, Greg proposed to the lady that he had met in the lobby of 19 Division. They would marry and start a family with children, Declan and Danica, becoming not only a devoted husband, but an amazing dad as well. His family extended to Lori's family. Someone who saw all those days was Greg's sister-in-law, Sarah. And at this time, I'd like to ask Sarah to come forward and share with us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'm Lori's sister. Today, I'll be sharing some words on behalf of our family. I still remember getting that phone call over 20 years ago from Lori after their first date. I knew from the sound of her voice that he was the one. It was instant between them. From the moment we met him, he was our family, and he was my brother. Little did I know the magnitude of the love, support, and courage. Little did I know then the magnitude of the love, support, and joy he would bring to our entire family, and what a gift it was to be part of his world. Greg took care of all of us. His love and generosity knew no boundaries. Greg was and will always be known as the most compassionate, dependable, and loyal person that any of us have ever known. He lived every single day with integrity, authenticity, and an abundance of love and the kind of strength and courage that's made for the movies. He was our very own superhero. Greg brought coffee to Lori every morning, and he didn't even drink coffee. If the kids wanted to go kayak fishing in the rain, out they went, no matter what. The answer from Greg was always yes. He knew what you needed before you even knew what you needed. Most importantly, Greg's most cherished part of his world was his family. The pride he had for the life he built was seen every day in the way he would light up when he was in your presence. His contagious chuckle and great sense of humor made it so easy to love and be around him. And I can't remember a single day when he wasn't smiling. We can't even remember a single disagreement. And after talking to so many of you guys and sharing stories, that's just who Greg was. My dad is going to miss spending hours at a time posted up on a noodle in the lake, always with a beer in hand. They never even gave him a chance to get warm. My mom is going to miss having a ride over late-night games of poker. He always bet hard, and he would usually be the first one to buy back in, second to Kev. He was the perfect campfire companion and the world's greatest uncle and brother-in-law to every single person in our family. The only thing that can give anybody peace right now, the only thing, is that there was nothing left unsaid with you, Greg. You know you were loved. You knew you were appreciated. You knew how much this family needed you. You were an integral part of everyone's world. And I know in my heart that everyone who meant the world to you took the time to tell you how much you meant to them. Greg, Betty, Chris, Casey, thank you for creating the most amazing man that we were all so lucky to love. You should be so proud of how you raised him. The values instilled in him were second to none, and he learned from you the importance of family first. He raised his kids every day with those same values. And how lucky are we that we get to continue to see him inside them every single day. To our North Bay family, thank you. You are such a vital part of who Greg is and will always be. And your friendships were fundamental to the foundation of who he was to his core. Greg not only protected and saved lives, but many of you know he was a big part of creating lives too. Kevin and I wouldn't have those two beautiful girls if it weren't for what he, Lori, and the kids sacrificed for us. And when she chose to carry our sweet baby girls, Greg, Declan, and Danica took as much as they could off her plate so she could just focus on the surrogacy. And we will never forget or take for granted what they did for us. To my incredibly strong sister and resilient Declan and Danica, There is nothing in this life that you will have to face alone. And if we can take anything away from today, in a world where you can be anything, be as good as Greg. And when someone I know needs help, my answer too will always be yes. Someone once told me that grief is just an abundance of love with nowhere to go. Lori, Declan, and Danica, continue to give that love, the love that you will forever and always have for him. Feel it. Watch the videos and cry. Talk to him when you need to. Go fishing in his spot. Love him and feel him deeply. And put all of that love that you have for him right back inside of you. Because that's where he is and will forever be. He's in your bones. He's in your smile. In your beautiful blue eyes. He's in your strength. That incredible man is in every part of your DNA. And you continue to build a life that he will be so proud of, because it's what he wants for all of us. I will now be reading on behalf of Greg's father, Greg Sr. Greg was the kind of son every parent dreams of. All of his accomplishments were achieved through hard work and perseverance, and there were many of them. When I think back on his early hockey days all the way up to his junior A years, he consistently proved his worth, even if it meant waiting until the end of the tryout to find out if he made the team. From those early moments onward, his dedication and strong work ethic extended into every facet of his life. From working hard throughout school, pushing himself to become a police officer, and even down to the extra effort to win Lori's heart and make her his wife. He worked every summer since he was 16, and thus learned the art of dealing with the public. He had a long fuse, unlike his father, who has a very, very short fuse. And this was just one of the many qualities that made him the perfect police officer. Everyone liked Greg, and he in turn liked everyone as well. He loved his brothers, his parents, and the Kennerneck family, and he adored his wife and children. Lori is a fantastic mother, and Declan and Danica are the best examples of being brought up by great parents. In the past few days, I've seen such a large outpouring of love and support from many families, friends, and their extended police family. And I ask of you that if anything is needed by Lori, Declan, and Danica, that you will continue to provide them that same love and support to guide them through. They may need some time, but please, over the next few weeks, months, and years, do not forget them. Love you, sons, Mom and Dad. I will now be reading on behalf of Danica. When I thought of this day, I expected it to be at least 50 years from now. Never did I think I would lose you this soon. And I think it's cruel that I will have to remember you for longer than I knew you. I'm glad you got to spend the rest of your life with us, even if we couldn't. You were one of the few lucky people that was able to make anyone smile with your sense of humor, your beautiful smile, and your contagious laugh. My father never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whoever I wanted to be. When I think of you, I think of the special moments we shared, such as our Marvel movie dates when a new one came out, fishing in the kayaks, rain or shine, and all the stories you would tell me about your hockey scars in your childhood on our dinner dates, and many more. Every day with you was a blessing and something that's never be forgotten. I was truly blessed with the last day that we shared together when you took me driving and taught me very patiently. And then you bought Declan and I ice cream cookie sandwiches, and we played our video games. I'm so grateful for the special sense of humor that we shared and that I was gifted with your beautiful eyes, your hair, your face, and even your bad eyesight that I always jokingly blamed you for. Your kindness and generosity impacted everyone around you, and you filled our home every day with love and fun. It's very unfortunate that we'll have to miss out on all the plans we had for the future, whether it's short term, like our next movie together, or long term, like you walking me down the aisle. I will forever miss everything about you, which includes your warming hugs, your incredible guidance, seeing your face and hearing your voice, and I know the future milestones will be bittersweet from here on. But I know that you are so proud of us, and that you will always be with us as our guardian angel, even as you were during your shortened time on earth. I love you, Dad, more than my words can ever express, and I miss you more than anything. And I couldn't have asked for a better dad, and I will forever be your little girl. I will now be reading on behalf of Declan. I never thought I would have to write this message so soon. Losing you so early when we had so many more memories to make is hard to think about. And I remember how you taught me a lot of my first, like how to skate. Absolutely. Yep. I never thought I would have to write this message so soon. Losing you so early when we had so many more memories to make is so hard to think about. And I remember how you taught me a lot of my firsts, like how to skate, how to ride a bike, and how you were such a role model in my life. So much that I always wanted to be just like you, Dad. You were caring, kind, strong, patient, but most of all, you were loving. You always told me how you wanted me to become a better dad than you, even though I don't think it's possible, because of how much of an amazing dad you were. You were always there when I needed you the most, and you were even there when I didn't need you at all. You were always by my side for whatever or whenever, and you gave so much of your life and time to shape me into the person I am today. You would spend hours of your day taking me to and from hockey, even if you weren't on the bench. You'd still coach me from the stands. And it didn't matter what it was, you were there. That's just the kind of guy you were, and the kind of man that I want to be. Losing you has been tragic, but has also brought back so many good memories I had with you. Like when you would go tubing with me, or just sitting around the campfire at the cottage, or when you would take me to Toronto to watch a baseball game. I remember you yelling down at the guys in the batting cage to throw me up the ball, and you got it for me. I'm going to miss you so much. I was only 18 years of your 45, but to me, you were my entire life. I love you so much, and you are my best buddy in the whole world, and forever will be. Lastly, I will be reading on behalf of my beautiful sister, Lori. Never could I have imagined myself having to write this. My life forever changed on January 15th when I lost my best friend, my love, the father to our beautiful children, my husband. We have been together 20 years this month, and we talked about our plans for another 40 more. And every day I loved Greg more than the day before. And he knew it because I would tell him. Never did a day go by that we didn't tell each other several times, I love you. He was the absolute best husband and father to Declan and Danica, always putting us first. And the pain of physically not seeing his face and feeling his touch and love will forever leave an emptiness inside of me. Greg truly gave me everything I could ever hope, dream, want, or need, and someone to share it all with. He made my life whole. I would give anything to hear your footsteps, feel your arms around me, kiss you, and tell you that I love you over and over every day, Greg. You were and are the love of my life, and I promise to continue loving you every day until my last breath and take care of Declan and Danica. You will always be a part of everything we do, and I will always still want and need you. And I need you to know that we will find a way to get through of this, because you showed us how to be strong, and it's what you would want. And I love you forever and always with all of my heart.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Now, Greg's family were his very best friends, and his very best friends were his family. And at this point, I would like to invite up two gentlemen who became like family to him when he joined Durham Regional Police, Brian Freck and Dan Wiener.
April 22nd, 2002. That's the day I met Greg. It was our first day here at Durham Regional Police. And I knew right off the hop we were going to get along. And how did I know that? We were both incredibly good looking and both born with facial hair. Joking aside, we had a lot in common. We were both 22 years old. Greg was only 6 weeks younger than I was. We both left our families and friends and moved to Durham. Me from Ottawa, Greg from North Bay. We both hated the Leafs. I'm a Washington fan, me Montreal. One thing I'll always remember in the early days about Greg is how proud he was. Proud to wear the uniform, proud to be a cop. Next time I saw Greg that proud was when he met and married you, Lori. He was proud to call you his wife, proud to be your husband. Declan, when you came along, what a proud father he was. Danica, proud to be father to a daughter. And everything you guys have accomplished, you three were his entire world. Not only was Greg a proud cop, he was really, really good at it. Anybody in this room who's ever worked with Greg can attest to this. When you were going to a hot call, one of those ones that made your blood pressure rise, and Greg showed up, or you heard Greg on the radio, and you knew Greg was coming, that alone would bring your heartbeat down a few beats. He was that good at his job. On October 2015, there was a horrific crash on the 401. It was a scene out of a movie. There was 20 plus cars, ambulances, everything. Greg was one of the first ones on scene. I was working in a unit at the time, but I heard about it, switched my radio. And I couldn't believe how calm Greg was on the radio, giving updates. You would have thought he was reading a children's book. Something that stood out, a story I heard recently. Unfortunately, there were some casualties from that collision. And one of them was a young boy who at the time, he wasn't much older than you were, Declan. And Greg refused to leave that boy's side for hours until an OPP officer came and relieved him. And Greg was a hero, not just for that. There's countless stories. There's an officer in this room who I won't name, but he'll tell you, quite literally, he's here because Greg saved his life. And I'll finish with this. John, the other day at the house, you said something, and I'll remember forever. Not sure if you meant to say it or knew you said it, but you said you lost your son-in-law and your friend, and we've all lost our friend. Allergies.
Stand here and I think about what I can say about one of my best friends. I got 3 words that would describe him. Loyal. An old adage that I got from my grandfather was that, and this is what I think about some of my closest friends, is that he was as loyal as an old dog who would lay at your feet and just be there whenever you needed him. Greg was always there whenever I needed him. I met him in 2002. He joined me on 19A, and from that point forward, we were inseparable. He would even be coined as my roommate on our days off, because he'd be on that couch while Zoe worked night shifts and keep her up snoring. Snoring, my God, did he snore. But that was just him. I've never met a more trusting and caring man. Talking about being inseparable, you know, there were times when we were doing things that young men would do, and we'd always walk home after, and there was not a cedar hedge that didn't become victim to one of us. Still remember a time when he picked me up, told me he was going to do it, picked me up and suplexed me into a cedar hedge. I think he ended up injuring his back, and that was the last cedar hedge we ever saw. he always spoke of his closest friends, Mark and Dan, and he introduced us to you guys as well, and you guys became part of our family as well. Greg always wanted everybody to be together. Second word, pride. He took great pride in wearing a uniform and being a member of the Durham Regional Police. He was my hero. I was told of a story, and I still remember this the other day, when he went to a missing 7-year-old. Well, it wasn't Greg who was first on scene, who ran into the backyard. Couldn't find her anywhere. They looked into the pool and saw a silhouette. Regardless of whether or not there was no time to save her, he dove into that pool, because that's who he was. He didn't care about himself. He cared about everybody else. He touched so many. It's a testament to all the messages and phone calls that I've received over the last week, hundreds, that we know that he doesn't just have his closest family sitting here, but he has a family of 1,500, and he always will. We will be there for him every day, and we will be there for you, Lori, Declan, and Danica. Whatever you need, we will be there. Finally, last word is family. There was nothing that mattered more to him in this world than the three of you. Know that. There wasn't a conversation, a talk that we would have, and there were many, that one of you wouldn't be mentioned in that sentence. I know it's tough. We've all gone through it with you. But just know that he's always going to be there with you, as he will be for us. And with that, I just want to say goodbye to my friend. Hello.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I ask that you now turn your attention to the video screen behind me.
I just wish that I could talk to you again, miles away, even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright, I'm better than you, and this life can be short or right, so don't wait. Hold on to those moments and the memories we share. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just speechless. shit. We'll get it for the same thing anyway. I just beat you there. And as these days go by, I get a little bit stronger. 'Cause there's no time being missing you. We're here a bit longer. And I know you're watching over me, and everything I do, and all those things I never got to say. Well, I'll send them within prayer. To look up, wipe my tears, and raise my feet. And I'll be here.
And when we lose someone, it hurts. It hurts because there's love involved. You just can't have one without the other. What you can do is you can go out there and never make any true or real friends or relationships with people, and that way you're never going to feel what you're feeling here today. However, that's no way to live. Greg understood that. He let the people in his life know just how very important they were to him. He lived it and he showed it. And there's absolutely nothing I can say today to make you feel better. You've lost somebody very special and it hurts. It cuts deep and you're sad. But I tell you, there's another level of sadness that's not in this room. That's when someone comes into the care of the funeral home staff and there's not one person out there to miss them. This happens for a variety of reasons, and when it does, well, the staff treat that person with as much respect and dignity as they do our own loved ones. And they'll give somebody like myself a call and ask if we could stop in and just say a few words. And if we can't, they do it themselves. And they may say something like, I don't know what your life story is, but I'm sure at some point you made somebody laugh. I'm sure at some point you made someone feel extremely safe. I'm sure at some point you put somebody's needs ahead of your own. And though I don't know what those times are, I'm going to honor them. Well, that's not Greg's story, because you know what he did that made you laugh. The people in his life and his community, they felt safe when he was around. And the times that he put your needs ahead of his. Now, for the crowd that we have here today, you're not here because Greg was a police officer. You're not here because he died so young. You are here because Greg is just a wonderful man. Now, to many people, a funeral or a celebration of life is a place to say goodbye, but to me, really, it is a place to say thank you. So thank you, Greg, for being a pillar of your community. Thank you for putting a uniform on, and whatever you were doing, you were truly there to serve and protect. Thank you for texting that lady, trying not to sound creepy about what she was wearing, because you and Lori built a beautiful life with a beautiful family, the envy of so many. Thank you for being the dad that sitcoms are written about, showing your children a wonderful example of what fatherhood is. Thank you for being a second dad, a trainer and coach, to the kids that you gave guidance to, especially on the Clarington Toros, kids like your nephew Sam. Thank you for being the greatest Washington Capitals fan in October of last year, getting the experience of a lifetime, being able to go to a game on their home turf. Thank you for the memories that you made at home, the cottage, the rink, at work, and on your pontoon boat. Thank you for just being you. And as we're thanking people, I'd like to thank the staff of this church that has worked tirelessly since we got here early this morning and before that to make us feel welcome. And thank you to the Oshawa and Kane Jarrett Funeral Home staff that have worked so hard for this family. We're going to be leaving the chapel soon, and before we do, I want to encourage people to take the time that we have. The time that we have left on this earth. No one knows when our time is up. Whether we're healthy or sick, we have to make every single day count. Don't leave words unsaid. Let those in your life know exactly what they mean to you. Don't let words of anger be the last words said, because we don't know what the next hour is going to bring us. How often do we say, and how often have we said to one another today, geez, we only see each other in funerals these days. Let's not have that happen. Make the most of the time that you have to those close to you. Visit, send a text, go for a coffee. Try a hobby you've always wanted to. Save up for that trip that you've always wanted to take. Don't ever let a chance pass without just being good to one another. And as we say, after today, and I think, Sarah, you said it best, make sure you reach out to this family. They have a long journey ahead of them, long after today. Greg, your time on earth was short, yet you gave us so much to those that knew you. God has taken you home and given you your reward, and you left behind broken hearts. But you've also left beautiful memories, lessons, knowledge, and smiles. Until we meet again, my friend, Godspeed. At this time, I would like to invite the uniformed and non-uniformed officers to participate in a guard of honor outside the church in the parking lot if you wish. And as they leave the chapel, we will listen to another song chosen by his family from Mumford & Sons, I Will Wait. Officers? You can just picture Greg singing to that. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
you.